Good afternoon, guys. I just wanted to do a little video here. I want to go over week 3 and 4 at Schneider as an IC driver with an SFI truck. Please stay to the end. Got a lot of things that I really want to talk about at the end. A lot of big changes, a lot of big moves. I'm hoping that you guys can hear and see. I don't have all my equipment out. I just wanted to shoot a quick video. Been running a lot of night times. I'm trying to work some different things. I'm working, fighting with my clock, collecting hours at midnight, and on my way home. I'll be home on Saturday. This video is Friday. You'll be seeing it. I said I would put the video out on Thursday, but things kind of fell through, so this is the video. So basically on week 3, going into week 3, I went home. I ended up selling a piece of property that me and the wife had owned, and I had to be home by Saturday to make the Monday appointment with signing and everything. So I didn't have a choice. I had to go to the house. With that being said, it was kind of a short week. And honestly, I sat at home for the whole week and just kind of took some time off, researching some things, and that's one of the things that I'll get with at the end. But so I didn't make a paycheck that week because I actually kind of went into the hole because of the truck payment and with the fuel. I used a little bit of fuel to get home, maybe $300-400. You know what? Actually, it was $500 because it was two fuels that I had that carried over into the 4th week. That being said, I made 0 on week number 3, and that was all expected because I knew I had to be home to sign the property. Sorry, I'm just watching trucks going in and out of here. Week number 4, though, when I went back out, I immediately got to the grind at the start of the week, which was Tuesday. Actually, was it? Yeah, it was Tuesday when I left of last week. And immediately started running, hustling. Had a $5,300 week, which is really good here at Schneider. A lot of guys can't say that they do that kind, but even having a $5,300 week, having a little bit of fuel from the previous week. Fuel wasn't bad at all this week. I took a lot of light loads, a lot of familiar stuff, in and out. I only had about 300 miles deadhead this week, which was phenomenal for me. Because three out of the 4 runs that I did had 0 deadhead miles. Basically, I picked up, dropped off, picked up at the same location, vice versa, and did that 3 times this week. And it really, really worked out with that. With that being said, even with all the negative, I think all my costs were right around 40, no, it wasn't 47. It was like 3,800. Yeah, that sounds about right because I had a $5,300 week. With everything being paid off and getting caught up, my fixed expenses are usually somewhere between 2,700 and 3,100, depending on how the mileage is and fuel and the cost of fuel and all that. But somewhere between 2,700 and 3,000. Well, this week it was, like I said, 3,700 because I had 2 fuel charges that transferred over to the next week because of being off, and also a truck payment, extra truck payment. So with that being said, I still brought home $1,300, almost $1,300 for a week. I'm pretty happy with that under the circumstances. I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm rich or anything, but I'm kind of flush with cash with the sale of the property. So that helped out quite a bit too with me taking that week off, and I wasn't too concerned about it and kind of playing that out. With that being said, I'm very, very happy with Schneider. Guys, I'm not here to recruit you. I've turned the towel in on recruiting. If you want help or you got questions, feel free to give me a call. I'm not pursuing anything any longer. I still have my number for anybody that wants to ask questions about it or anything like that. Or if you do decide to want to come, feel free to call me. But this isn't going to be a recruiting channel for the most part any longer. It's just going to be the 2 lives, and I say 2 lives. I haven't mentioned that yet, but at least 1 live, and I have another channel that I'm working on with another guy that we're probably going to do Wednesdays, probably same time, 7 o'clock, and it's going to be called The Rabbit Hole. I'm thinking I'm probably going to start a new channel for that particular show because it's all going to be conspiracy theory and politics and things like that. And I don't want to jeopardize this channel by any means because I've grown it the way I have. But anyways, I'll let you guys know in the future when that happens. It won't be won't be too long, a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe. It's got a few things to get together. So the big news is, and I want to first start off before I tell the news, I got to give the kudos. Well, actually, let me just go ahead and tell you the news. I bought a truck. After some heavy thinking. Don't get me wrong, guys. SFI is a great tool to use. It's a great place to get started. The reason I didn't really want to talk about it too much because I haven't really told them I'm bringing their truck back yet. But I end up buying a truck on my own. I don't really want to go over a lot of the details of the price or anything like that. But let me tell you guys, I stole this truck. It was a deal that I really honestly couldn't refuse. I'm literally saving $5,000, if not more, a month just from the truck and the insurance on what I'm saving. Now, granted, I got to put some of that money into, a savings account for maintenance and stuff like that, and I understand that. But even if I was to put $2,000 a month into a savings account, I'm still bringing home $3,000 more a month than what I'm paying now. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it was a great decision to buy. If it wasn't, and let's start off with the thanks first, and then I'll go through everything. So the first person that really needs to be thanking here is Trucker Todd. He's the one that told me over 2 years ago to look at international truck sales, used truck sales, and I did. I looked into him several times, talked to him several times, and dealt with the dealership in Tampa. My guy's name is Austin, if anybody wants to contact him. Again, I don't get any money for referrals or anything like that, but feel free to call me. I'll give you his information. What this guy did for me is above and beyond of what I thought was capable. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details about my credit, but my credit isn't the best. Our house mortgage is through the roof. So on paper, my debt to income is absolutely horrible. And unfortunately, I'm the only one that works. So everything that we have, I'm talking about me and my wife, everything we have is in my name. We have 2 cars and a house. So on paper, as a debt to income type thing, I do not look good at all. So I applied at Lone Mountain, got turned down with them pretty much immediately. And there's a few other dealerships like Lone Mountain where you can go get trucks. One of them never even called me back, which we all know what that means. He was too busy helping people that he could get done. And the other one called me back, says, yeah, thank you, but no thank you. And so Trucker Todd was the first person that I really wanted to thank. The second person I really wanted to thank, and he's my main man that does my show with me on Saturdays, is 18 Wheels, D. If it wasn't for him pushing me and forcing me to make this decision and at least give Austin a call at the Tampa dealership, I would have never done it. All the kudos, 90% of the kudos goes to him, and the other, I don't want to give a percentage, but Todd was a big portion of it too from years ago. His thing was, he had told me that he had always looked into the international used truck centers, and he said that, I guess whoever he talked to said they can get anybody done. And when I tell you this, guys, I mean, they can get anybody done. As long as you got a little bit of cash to put down. I say a little bit, but sometimes it just depends on how your credit is. I think I end up putting about 30% down, what the truck that I needed and wanted. And again, with me selling my property, this probably would have never taken place. So that put me in a good position to make an investment on myself and my company. And again, if it wasn't for D, I don't know how this would have happened. And honestly, there's a lot of YouTubers that put stuff out there too. And anybody that watches Cash is King, I made some comments the other night on his channel, and I don't think he understood what I was telling him. But and again, this is before D pushed me to doing what I'm doing. I was listening to him and DIY Semi many times, and they're basically trashing the lease truck scenario. And again, everybody has their own opinions. That's fine and dandy. Like I've always said, there's no right or wrong way to get to the point to where you need to get a truck. I was pretty convinced that I was going to stay with the SFI and pay the truck off, but I haven't reached that year yet. I've got another I don't know, 30 days or so, where I would have been at a year. And I'd always promised myself that I would research this and figure out if it was the right way to go. But if I got to that year point, I was just going to give in and just finish that lease out and finance that truck eventually after the third year. But I don't have to do that. I don't have to pay another 2 years of financing. And as a matter of fact, my loan on my new truck is so cheap that I'm only paying on it for 2 years. And what's crazy, it's under $1,000 a month, not a week, but a month. With the SF5 truck, with the maintenance and the extra money that I put into the credit account, I was paying almost $1,500 a week on this truck, which is $6,000 a month. That's not even including the insurance, guys. I mean, you add the insurance into it, I'm at $6,400. Now, I'm at, like I said, under $1,000. I might as well just tell you, $935 for the truck payment, and my insurance on the truck is like $300 a month. So, I'm in at, $1,250 a month all in. So everything that I make other than fuel now is going to be total profit. That's why I said it was a deal that I just could not refuse, guys. Again, they got trucks on their website at all times, pretty close to the price that I paid. I got a decent truck. It's an old Prime truck. The only negative thing out of it is it doesn't have the APU on it. I guess they take them off. It is an old Prime lease truck, not a lease purchase, but a 3-year lease truck. So a driver had that truck for 3 years and then turned it in and either did a lease purchase or did another lease. So it's one of their turn-ins. I think at the time when this truck was made, I don't think they still do offer the Internationals as lease purchase. When you go and order it and all that, if you want to buy it, you can go get a bank loan and buy the truck. But I don't think they do the lease purchase with the International. But with that being said, it's the same truck that D got, except mine is white. They're identical. They're twins. They're the same year to 2019. The good thing about it is mine has 100,000 miles less than his does. Mine only has 397 on it, which, again, I know a lot of people, talk trash about Internationals and stuff. But you know what? It's a starter truck. It gets me into the business, I say into the business, but keeps me in the business with low operating costs, which is, like I said, one of the things that Cash is King and DIY Semi, they talk about all the time with the low cost of running your business. And that's kind of one of the things that I really looked at. And the more and more I listen, and I listen to them every single time they go live or if they put out new videos, and it just made more sense every time I'd listen to them. Guys, get a cash truck or get a truck that you can afford. Get a truck that you can finance and pay off, within 2 to 3 years. It's a much better option. I know he always gave me kudos and he followed the channel and, was rooting for me with the SF5 truck. And again, I didn't throw up the white flag by any means. I could have continued doing what I was doing and still, making, $2,000, $2,500 a week. I still could have did that. But as we all know, if we're out here OTR doing what we do, the goal is to make as much money as you possibly can. With a cash truck, but with a low finance truck like I have, all that money is going to go to me. So basically, I can add $1,100 to $1,200 a week into what I get, paid on loads compared to what I was paying before. Actually, more than that, really. It's quite a bit of money, $1,100 to $1,200 a week extra. So if I make a $2,000 paycheck, guess what? I'm making a $3,200, $3,300 paycheck now. So all the extra money counts. And again, it's like giving yourself a raise. $5,000 a month equals out to $60,000 a year. I don't know many places you can go to and get a $60,000 a year raise, but that's pretty much what I did. That's pretty much in a nutshell of what's going on. I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, but me and another YouTuber that comes on quite a bit on my channel on Sundays, Bacon, Bourbon, and Blue Collar Bullshit. Me and him, we're going to start a political channel. It's going to be called The Rabbit Hole, which kind of goes with my theme of the Fly Rabbit. Again, guys, I'm just one guy out here trying to figure stuff out, just like you guys are. When I figured the cheat codes out, I try to tell everybody, what I did and how I did it, and I've been successful. All the 4 or 5 years that I've been into it, I just did 3 years with my LLC. I believe next month is 3 years that I've been doing it with my LLC, and I feel that I've been pretty successful. I've done 6 figures every year that I've done this. I mean, obviously, we always want to make more, and I think with stuff that's going on in our government right now with the tariffs and, even the talk about the IRS and stuff, whether or not that ever happens or not is to be seen. But I think the country's headed in the right direction. 60 days ago, we were all wondering, what was going to happen. But again, I'm not trying to get real political on this side, but as you all know, there's a lot of corruption's been caught here in the last couple of weeks since the changeover. But anyway, guys, I think I made the right move. Anybody has any questions or comments about, Schneider, what I do over here? You can get questions about the truck, or maybe you want to get hooked up with a truck. But guys, I mean, SFI is a great place to start when you don't really have a lot of money to put down. And again, guys, if you got $5,000 to put down, by all means, buy a truck like I did. Give Austin a call. You're going to put yourself in a much better position than anybody that has an SFI truck. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, if you don't have it, there's nothing wrong with getting an SFI truck as long as you have the drive to run. You can't sit on your ass and not expect to make money. You got to run. I ran every single week with that truck. Now that this is down, if I run the same way that I've been running, then the money's going to be a lot greater. But it also gives me an opportunity that if I want to go home and just take a week off, well, guess what? I'll go home and take a week off. The only thing that I'm really going to owe is, $300 for the insurance and ELD use. I mean, it's pretty easy here at Schneider. I have the opportunity to, if I wanted to, I could go back to F2F. I seriously thought about that. I thought about Landstar, and I actually thought about several different companies, but with everybody that I know that is at those companies, and they'll argue with me, but when they go over their numbers, what they made, I just don't see the benefit of, and again, I did this, guys. I did this for, 3 months almost with F2F, and I mean, I had to, with an SFI truck, I mean, I had to struggle to, $7,100 in order to make a, $5,000 gross once you take the percentages out and stuff. Here at Schneider, I don't have to take any numbers out. I don't have to me, I don't have to run as hard because everything is drop and hook. I don't have to sit on, wait on a shipper or receipt. I say all drop and hook. It's not all drop and hook, but most of it is. I mean, I've got a live unload on Saturday, but I don't expect it to be very long. I've been there before. It's pretty easy. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much the nut and shell of everything. That's my big announcement that I wanted to put out there, is that I got a truck. I feel like I got a great deal. As soon as I get it next week, obviously I'm going to be running hard with it to keep the money flowing in. But when I get a chance, I'll do before it gets too dirty, I'll do a walk around video of the new truck, try to go over things, watch, still, fresh, detailed, and clean. Got a lot of plans, guys, not only for the channel, but just, the business itself. I just don't know which way I'm going to go. I know for now, my plans are not to leave Schneider. That's it in a nutshell, guys. Any questions, feel free to give me a call. I'll put my phone number in the description, as I always do. I try to always do. I always forget, but I'm not hard to get a hold of. You can go back and look through other videos and find my phone number, but I'll make sure it gets into this one. But any questions, feel free to give me a call, guys. All right. You all have a good day and have a great weekend, Super Bowl weekend. Have a good one, guys.